You're grasping at straws. CNN panel erupts after commentator calls out terrible week for Harris. They're coping right now. This was definitely one of the worst weeks for the Kamala Harris campaign. She's just getting blasted from all sides. She walked out. They brought out Obama, who chastised black men. That didn't go over very well. The internet erupted over that. You got her coming out her mouth and actually saying she wouldn't change anything when it comes to the Biden-Harris policies. No, another foot and mouth incident. You know, it's just been a really, really bad week. She had these blitzes, these interviews that hadn't really worked out for her. The more she talked, the more people dislike her, which is just crazy. It again, I keep saying it goes to show that people can see this fakeness that's oozing from her. Even Saturday Night Live been joking about her word salads and her inauthenticity and all those things. So we're going to play the clip from CNN. We're going to talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account. So follow me there as well. All right. So let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Caller from Haley Gomez. And she reports that panelists on CNN clashed Sunday immediately after GOP strategist and senior political commentator David Urban called out Vice President Kamala Harris for having a terrible week, which objectively it was. Despite Harris having a full week of sit-down interviews with the media, polls have shown former President Donald Trump and Harris nearly deadlocked in key swing states. On CNN State of the Union, Urban criticized Harris's week, noting how fellow lawmakers like Democratic Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer received a major backlash online after releasing an unusual stage video with MSNBC columnist Liz Plank, which is just disgusting. We all know what they were really doing. They were really talking about the communion, making fun of it. And then she tried to play it off and change what she said on Twitter and was like, oh, no, this is about the CHIPS Act and all this other stuff. Like, what? That's the best. That's the best you could do. That's the best excuse you could come up with. This was the CHIPS Act when you didn't even have a potato chip. It was, what was it, a Dorito? I mean, come on, man. You're not fooling anyone. These people, this is what happens when they believe that their constituents are idiots. But let's play this clip here. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go here. Oops.
Right now, it's because the race is going to be close.
She had a terrible week. It was a terrible week for the Harris this campaign. You had Gretchen Whitmer having to apologize to Catholics across America for mocking them with some bizarro Dorito thing on there. You had Governor Elmer Fudd out hunting and not knowing how to...
Oh, I love that. Governor Elmer Fudd. I am going to use that. I'm going to call him Elmer Fudd from now on. Tim Walz is Elmer Fudd. It was the weirdest, cringeworthiest thing that I've ever seen, where he going out hunting supposedly. It was weird, and someone made a meme online where they replaced his gun with the tampon. That was pretty hilarious. But back to the clip.
His campaign. You had Gretchen Whitmer having to apologize to Catholics across America for mocking them with some bizarro Dorito thing on there. You had Governor Elmer Fudd out hunting and not knowing how to load his shotgun, using the wrong gun. At the same time,
who's Governor Elmer Fudd?
Governor Walz was out there. It looked like Elmer Fudd. You know, be very, very quiet.
This is how tone deaf they are. Who doesn't know he's referring to Tim Walz when he calling him Elmer Fudd? He was out hunting with the gun like Elmer Fudd. Get the rabbit. He never really got the rabbit. He's an idiot. This is why these people are they're so tone deaf that don't understand memes and stuff like that. This is why they want to ban memes, because the left can't meme. They can't come up with funny stuff like that.
Bizarro Dorito thing on there. You had Governor Elmer Fudd out hunting and not knowing how to load his shotgun, using the wrong gun. At the same time,
Who's Governor Elmer Fudd?
Governor Walsh was out there. It looked like Elmer Fudd. Be very, very quiet while hunting for rabbits.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yeah.
So he can't load his shotgun. He's trying to appeal to hunters. He can't load the gun. He's using the wrong gun. At the same time, you have Barack Obama in Pennsylvania where he derided people who own guns. Remember, people in Pennsylvania were bitter and they clinged to guns and religion. Remember that in 2008? So they're trying to appeal to those folks at the same time while he alienates black male voters by chastising them. So they had a really tough week this week.
Well, hold on. Okay, so first of
summary, before we hear this guy's take, look at this guy. But anyway, before we hear this guy's take, he's absolutely correct. It was a terrible week. You cannot come out this week and say that Harris had a great week. You can't say that. That's disingenuous.
Kamala Harris released her medical records. Trump hasn't. That was this week.
But that's
no,
your top thing?
Let's talk about his week. Okay, he goes to Detroit and insults an entire city and insults a lot of black people there. His economic plan comes out, and by outside economic analysis, they said it would raise costs and raise debt on the American people. So Trump didn't really have a great week either. I think many times he goes out there. I'm sorry,
if your
guys.
medical records, if that's the high point of your week, you're really grasping.
What does he have to
Right.
hide?
You're
grasping
Second of all,
straws.
He is definitely grasping at straws. She released her medical report. Like, what is that? That's the best you got? These people are delusional.
you're grasping at straws. First of all, does anyone remember that Barack Obama said that in 2008? And two,
Yes.
People in Pennsylvania.
Yes. I remember when he said that, clinging to their guns and in the Bible, because I was super offended about it, especially the Bible part, and he calls himself a Christian. So I remember that. What are you talking about? Yes, we remember that. And plus the internet is forever. It's Twitter digged it up and it's all over Twitter when people remember when he said this. So it doesn't matter if you don't remember or not, the internet will remind you about what he said, bruh.
Promise you.
Barack
And
Barack Obama won Pennsylvania in 2008 and 2012.
In 2012, he lost the state.
He won.
Let me get started.
Yeah.
I don't think, if I were in your party, with all due respect, I wouldn't want to be arguing about the hiding of medical conditions and medical records, given who the current president of the United States is.
What about your nominee?
That's number one. Let me finish. You got the Scott. Number two, I think the polling this morning and the week, I think David's right. It was a rough week. I mean, her faves are down. They're struggling with, the front page of the New York Times this morning, front page story, Democrats struggling with African-American voters, particularly African-American men. This gender gap issue is real. It's a real problem, and you see the Democrats reacting to it. And I think what they are now finally in October of the election coming to realize is that a lot of men think Democrats care more about dudes who want to become women than dudes who just want to be dudes.
Well,
Facts.
And no hunting, cosplay, or
Facts. They care more about men that want to be women than men who just want to live their lives and be left alone. They care more about the men that want to be women. That's absolutely correct. That's a bar. That is a bar. Let me rewind that. That is a bar.
reacting to it. And I think what they are now finally in October of the election coming to realize is that a lot of men think Democrats care more about dudes who want to become women than dudes who just want to be dudes.
Well,
and no hunting, cosplay, or cringy videos is going to change it. The bet is made.
along with the gender gap.
I mean, bars. I don't know. You can't sugarcoat the week that they had. Everyone knows that Harris had a terrible week. And the polls, I think, is going to reflect it. The polls, if they have some new polls that come out next week. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.